Hello everybody, it's Sensei Jill here from the karate studio today. I want to film a little bit of our videos for this week here. So we're going to start class with our student creed. We are wrapping up for practicing for stripe test and graduations coming up next week and the week after. So with this student creed, I want to see your level 5 intensity, alright? As much intensity as you can. So feet together, hands by your side. I'm a dedicated martial artist. Student creed begin. I must develop myself in a positive manner and avoid anything that could reduce my mental growth or physical health. Number 2, I must develop self-discipline in order to bring out the best in myself and others. And number 3, I must use common sense before self-defense and never be abusive or offensive. Number 4, winners never quit, quitters never win. I choose to be a winner. Number 5, this is a black belt school. We are dedicated. We are motivated. We are on a quest to be our best. So, ready, set, courtesy. So for our warm-up this week, you're going to need 2 items. I'm using a pair of shoes, all right? They shouldn't be too tall, they shouldn't be too big, it should be like a small household item, all right? Because we're going to be doing a lot of jumping, and it's something that I'm going to have you jump over. So go ahead, pause the video if you have to, go grab your 2 items, and then come back on over to me. All right, so now that you have your 2 items, we're going to start with only using one of them. I'm going to back up far enough. Hopefully you can still hear me. Hopefully you can see me as well. What you're going to do is put one of your items on the ground, and then you're going to stand next to your item, feet together. All right? And now I'm going to put on a video in a moment, and it's going to say the word jump. Every time you hear the word jump, you're going to jump over. All right? So every time you hear jump, jump whatever way you need to go. While the rest of the song is going, you're just running in place, all right? So you're going to be running in place. If you hear the word jump, jump, run in place. Jump, run in place. All right, if you haven't done it with me yet, I want you to practice with me before we get the song going. So start running in place. Jump. 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 All right, let's get it.
Nothing gets me down. You got it tough. I've seen the toughest around. And I know, baby, just how you feel. You got to roll with the punches and get to what's real. Can't you see me standing here? I got my back against the wrecking machine. I ain't the worst that you've seen. Can't you see what I mean? Might as well jump, jump. Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump, jump. Go ahead and jump.
All right, nice work with the first half of that warm-up. Grab your second item if you haven't already. You're going to have some choices here. You can either stack the items on top of one another. So my shoes would be on top like this. That won't make them super high, but it still adds a little bit of height. Or you can put them next to each other. Whatever you want to do to challenge yourself. But again, every time it says jump, you're going to jump in the air and jump over your item. So the thing is, if you're jumping, if you have to jump high, you want to really bring your feet up to your chest. Even if you're jumping longer, I still want you to challenge yourself. Try to bring your knees in your chest. This is going to be really helpful because as we've continued to work on this past month, with your chambers, chamber, kick, re-chamber down, being able to bring your knees up high will help you have higher kicks. All right, so we're going to run in place. Do this with me right now to practice. Go ahead and start running in place. When you jump this time, when I say, bring your knees up high. Ready? Jump! right back to running place. Let's see if you guys can jump higher than me. I won't lie, jumping is something that's a little difficult for me. Ready? Jump! All right, now that you got the hang of that, I'm gonna switch the song up, listen for it, and challenge yourself. Say, bring on the challenge. Let's go.
What I say? Bunny dance floor. A gal. Bunny dance floor. Bust the wine. No kind of vibe. No judgment. Bunny dance floor. Bust the dance. When I jump, make body jump. Love when he jump. When titty jump, make heart a jump. Love when he jump. When ass a jump, make body jump. Love when he jump. When titty jump, make heart a jump. Love when he jump. Hey girl, bump like bumper. Hey girl, bump like bumper. Hey girl, bump like bumper. Bumper, 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 bumper. Hey girl, bump like bumper. Hey girl, bump like bumper. Hey girl, bump like bumper. Everybody jump.
All right, so for our technique this week, we're gonna still integrate the jumping into our technique. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna step back, we'll practice it together once, and then I'm gonna show you the drill. Let me move this so that way you hopefully can see me a little better. All right, so we're gonna do star block set. So horse stance, yeah. When I say go, do the whole thing with me. I'm looking for level 5. It's level 5 all day, every day this week as we round up to practice for our testing. And go, up, in, out, touch, down, back, push down, show, McCoy's, action, karate, command. Now that we practiced that once, I'm gonna add in the drill. So take your 2 items from your warm up and you're gonna place them just past your shoulders. So I have one right here and I have one right here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna be staying in your horse stance and you're doing your star block set. So just watch me for now. You're gonna do up, in, out, touch, down, back, push down. Do 3 jumping jacks, 1, 2, 3, and then do it again. Horse stance, up, in, out, touch, down, back, push down. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna keep doing that until you hear the song say jump. Just like the warm-up. When the song says jump, you're gonna start by going to, it doesn't matter what side. You're gonna jump, do a squat, jump back, do your 3 jumping jacks, 2, 3, go right back into practicing your star block set. All right, and the second time it says jump, you're gonna go to the other side, squat, hop back in, 3 jumping jacks, star block set, and you're gonna keep doing that until you hear jump again. All right? I'm looking for you to keep the level intensity 5 up and high through the whole thing. Even if you get tired, keep on doing that level intensity 5. Are you ready for the challenge? Say, bring on the challenge. Let's go.
Might as well jump, jump. Might as well jump. Go ahead and jump, jump. Go ahead and jump. Oh, hey you, who said that? Baby, how you been? You say you don't know, you won't know until you begin.
Alright everyone, since it is review week for karate, we are going to really break down our forms and self-defenses. So just a reminder, this week is review week. We're going to review all of our curriculum. Next week will be stripe test, followed by graduation. Alright, so now's your time if you have questions, so make sure you're reaching out and asking those. We're going to start with breaking down our action karate form 1. Alright, so we always start with our feet together, our hands by our side. When we're standing like this, we should be standing at attention, ready and prepared to do any sort of move that we might have to, alright? So that's what we're looking for when you're standing at attention. And then you're going to say, action karate form 1, ma'am. Bow, and come back up. I just want to point out, since we're doing review, it's important to not just bow like this, alright? We need to show ourselves respect, our instructors respect, and our art respect. Alright, so when we do our bow, we want to really bend all the way at the hips and then come back up. Alright, so then our next thing is we're getting into our guard stance. When we get into a guard stance, it shouldn't look like this. Alright, we put our feet apart, that's the first step, but then we want to bend our knees, back is straight, hands are up. Now let me show you something really quick. When I say get in a low guard stance, sometimes something I see is people will go like this. Alright, this is not an accurate guard stance because I'm not in a position where I'm able to really do my moves the best, alright? Or if my back is bent over at all. You want to have your knees, you want to have your feet shoulder width apart, and your knees are bent so they're almost at they make like a corner with your bend, or a 90-degree angle if you've learned that in math class. And your back is straight. Alright, so you want to get as low as you possibly can, but still have that 90-degree bend and back straight. The first move in action karate form 1, and if you haven't done this already with me, start doing it along with me as I'm talking. Alright, so now you should be in your guard stance. You're going to point your elbow at the camera, you're going to fist, the other hand's going to pull back, and you're going to throw out a back fist. Alright, so those are all little details of that first move, because it's form review, that I'm implementing so that you know. Alright, so you're bending your knees, point your elbow, back fist. And I mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again. When you throw your back fist, you want to throw it kind of at your own level of where the bad person would be. So if you're trying to hit him in the side of the head or the temple, you're going to point your elbow towards that spot and throw your hand up toward that spot. The second move, we're moving into a forward bow stance. So what that looks like, and again, if you're not doing this with me, do it with me now. Your left leg is bent, and your back leg is straight. I'm going to back up so you can hopefully see my feet better. So it goes from horse stance to front stance. Now my toes are facing forward. My left leg is straight. Back leg is straight. My left leg is bent. My back leg is straight. Hands are up. This hand's going to chamber back. The other hand's going to twist and punch. This should be a vertical punch, not a horizontal punch. Vertical punch. Then our next move, where we really worked these over the past 2 months, but always a great reminder, is a roundhouse kick. So in our roundhouse kick, you want to have a chamber, kick, re-chamber, down. So the first step of that is to turn your toes of that leg that was bent, that left leg, chamber with your right leg, kick, re-chamber, down. And when you land, you want to land in a nice low guard stance again. And in that next move, you're going to do slide up. When you slide up, your left toes should be still facing backwards so they're ready for you to kick. And same thing with our side kick. We're going to chamber, kick, re-chamber down. And just a reminder again, if you're not doing this with me, make sure you are doing this with me as I'm speaking through. Alright, so our side kick, we're going to point our butt, kick, chamber, and again, land in a guard stance. Then, same thing as the first move, except now with our other hand, you're going to take your right hand, point your elbow, and back fist, and you're going to kneel down and punch. Again, this is a vertical punch, and with all hand techniques, whenever we're not using our other hand, it's pulled back in a chamber. Your wrist is facing up, it's pulled back right underneath your armpit. And the next move is a kneeling side kick. So I'm going to point out here that, do this with me, you want to make a diamond with your hands like this. This is how they're going to hit the ground. Alright, so again, do that with me. Push out a diamond. That's really important because when we turn to our kneeling side kick, the diamond's out and our hands stay strong. They stay straight just like this. We don't want them bent because that's gonna affect our posture and our ability to stay strong in this move. All right, so I'm gonna move a little bit so that I can get some rotation. You could see me. But go ahead, do this with me. Make that diamond, turn, put the diamond on the ground, keep your arms straight and strong. I'm actually even gonna turn this way so you can see. Keep your arms straight and strong. Look over your shoulder, chamber, kick, re-chamber, down. All right, see how my arms stay strong, they didn't bend. Now I'm gonna go back this way so we can keep doing a form. Kneeling side kick. This leg gonna come down. As I'm doing this, this left arm comes across for a ridge hand. All right? Your hand, I'm gonna come up so you can see. Your hand looks like this, and it's coming across. You're hitting with this part of your hand, and it's coming across someone's body. And then the next move, it's coming underneath as a little hidden technique. Out, same thing, but on the other side, your pinky blade, and it's straight up and down. It comes out this way. And then finally ending with a vertical punch. And we always end with set, victory, humility, courtesy, man. And just like in the beginning in the form, it's remember to show that respect to yourself, your sensei, your art, and really have strong movements, bringing everything together, and a respectful bow. All right, so we're gonna do that again, another time slow, level intensity 1, and break it down together, okay? So do this along with me. Feet together, hands by your side. Action karate, form 1, ma'am. Guard stance. 1, back fist. 2, turn and punch. 3, roundhouse kick. Again, make sure you land in that guard stance. 4, slide up, side kick. Land in that stance. 5, back fist. 6, kneel and punch. Make that diamond, turn. 7, kneeling side kick. 8, bring it up, ridge hand across with the thumb blade. Hidden technique, come across, come straight out with your pinky blade, and end with that kneeling punch. Ayah! Make sure it's vertical. Set, victory, humility, courtesy, man. And now make sure if you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments under this video, or you can reach out to me, message me, or message someone from MAKOnline. All right, so we just practiced with level intensity 1. Now I'm going to remind you and show you what a level intensity 5 looks like. We're going to do level intensity 5 together, and then I'm going to challenge you. And just a reminder, intensity is a physical example of seriousness. So everything we do, we want to show that we could actually be defending ourselves if we had to. Okay, so everything in the move needs to be done strong, needs to be done correctly. You need to make some sort of noise. That means you need to either say the word loudly of what you're doing. You need a kia, or you let that air out and you go, huss. All right, any of those 3 are perfectly okay. You just need to at least do one of them. You need to have a mean, scary, serious face, all right? Because if you were in a fight or defending yourself, you would want to show that you mean business. All right, so those are the 4 things specifically that I'm looking for in your level intensity 5. Again, that's doing all your techniques strong, doing them right, making noise, and having a serious face. Okay, and you're gonna see that me do that, and I'm gonna ask you to do that. So let's step back and let's do action karate form 1, level 5 together, intensity. Let's see, can you be more intense than me? Feet together, hands by your side. Action karate form 1, ma'am. Guard stance. I'm gonna say go. You're gonna go all the way through level intensity 5. Go. Hiss, 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 hiss. Ayah. Hiss, 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 hiss. Ayah. Set. Victory. Humility. Courtesy. Man. All right, so in a moment you're going to hear the music come back on. And when the music's on, I'm looking for you to do a level intensity 5 form as many times as you can. Are you ready? Let's go.
What we I say? Bandit dance floor. A gal. Bandit dance floor. Bust the wine. No kind of vibe. No judgment. Bandit dance floor. Bust the dance. a jump, make body jump. Love when it jump, when titty jump, make heart a jump. Love when it jump, when ass a jump, make body jump. Love when it jump, when titty jump, make heart a jump. Love when it jump. Hey girl, bump like bumper. Hey girl, bump like bumper. Hey girl, bump like bumper. Bumper, 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 bumper. Hey girl, bump like bumper. Hey girl, bump like bumper. Hey girl, bump like bumper. Everybody jump.
This self-defense is called overhead club self-defense. So say that after me. Repeat after me. Say overhead club self-defense. Now put it all together. Overhead club self-defense. Awesome. You might think it's silly that I'm having you do that, but it's important, especially as you keep getting up in the ranks, because what might happen is one of the senseis might say, do overhead club self-defense, and you need to know what that is. So it's important for you to know, as you're learning this self-defense, what the names are. All right? So we always start every self-defense with, I don't want any trouble. And I've reviewed this a couple times with a few of you, but I'm just going to review it again. When we say, I don't want any trouble, the reason for that is a few things. One is that we never want to use our martial art unless we absolutely have to. So if our life or our loved one's life is in danger or in harm's way, we would use our martial arts. So by saying I don't want any trouble, it gives the other person the opportunity to not attack you and potentially stop the fight before it even starts. All right, so it's always important to put your hands up, say I don't want any trouble when you're able to do so. So we always practice that way. The other thing is, say someone's coming at you, they're trying to attack you, they're trying to pull you away, they're trying to hit you over the head. When you say, I don't want any trouble, and you say it nice and loud, there might be adults around you that might be able to step in and help you. So those are the two reasons that we really start with, I don't want any trouble. So we're gonna start with, I don't want any trouble. And now remember, someone's trying to hit me in the head. So it's really important that I step to the side to get out of the way. So that's like this, to the side. And I'm stepping up so that I block them, but I'm blocking their arm right here and not the weapon that's they're holding. All right? So I'm gonna back up, so I'm hoping that you could see my feet. Do this with me. When I say go, you're gonna step out and forward, so kind of at a diagonal, like you're making an X, across from an X, all right? Ready? Go. And keep your hands up because that's good practice. So see, I came sideways and forward. It's kind of like a front stance, but a little wider. Go. One more time. Go. Good, now we're gonna freeze here. Now that we're here, we're gonna take this back hand, the hand that's on by the leg that's straight, and it's gonna come up over our head into a high block. All right? It could be open hand or closed hand, as long as it's coming up and you're hitting this part of them and not the weapon they're holding. All right, so now we just blocked their arm. We're gonna take it, we're gonna push their arm into themselves. So you're making like a C, backward C. Do that a couple times with me. Ready? Do up block, C. Go. Up block, C. Go. Up block, C. All right, so now they just hit themselves with their own weapon. Now you're gonna do your finishing kick. So you're gonna do roundhouse kick, and then you're gonna take 2 steps away. 1, 2 for your cover out. And I reviewed this last week, but just as a reminder, and I'm gonna come forward so the sun's not as in my eyes. A cover out is one of the most important parts of a self-defense. And the reason for that is because if you don't move away from the bad person, they will probably attack you again. All right? So when you end after you kick, you want to get away as fast as you can and end in that stance, ready to defend yourself again if you have to. All right? So we're going to practice that at a level 1 intensity and then a level 5 intensity. All right? So level 1 intensity, going through the moves. I don't want any trouble. Do this with me. Step out high block, C wrap around, back leg roundhouse kick, and 2 steps away. Yeah. so that was level 1. Level 5, I'm just gonna say go. We're gonna do it as fast and as hard as we can. Remember, what I'm looking for you to show a physical example of seriousness, that level 5 intensity, is for you to do every move strong, all the moves right, do it loud, and with the mean face. Let's see if you can have a better level 5 intensity than me. Hands up. I don't want any trouble. Go. Hiss, hiss, hiss. Aya! And show. McCoy's action karate man. Nice Your work. Other self-defense is called trap, wraparound, self-defense. So again, repeat that after me. Say trap, wraparound, self-defense. Say trap, wraparound, self-defense. Perfect. So someone's trying to grab you and pull you in the direction that they're going. They could be grabbing your jacket, your shirt, a backpack you're wearing, anything. But what you're gonna do is you're going to trap their arm. So now you're in control of them, they're not controlling you. And instead of going that way, you're gonna take a step back and you're gonna pull them the direction you want them to go. The next move is the wraparound. So we did the trap, now we're doing the wraparound. Your hand, visualize someone's arm is like this. It kind of looks like this, except their fist is holding you right here. You're gonna come up on this side of their arm, so it looks like that. And then you're gonna wrap around. That's why it's important when you go like this, because that either might break their shoulder, or it makes it so that they're really stuck and they can't get out. So now you have their arm in between your arm. It frees up your other hand to do a punch and end with a kick and take your 2 steps away as always. So again, we're gonna do this at a level intensity 1 and then a level intensity 5. Level intensity 1, just going through the moves. Feet together, hands by your side. I don't want any trouble. Ready? Do it with me. Do trap and step back. Wrap around, comes up, makes a huge circle, punches forward, punch, kick, 2 steps away. Now level intensity 5. Let's see if you can be stronger than me. Stronger, doing it right, doing it loud, having a mean face. I don't want any trouble. Go! Hiss, 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 hiss. Aya! And show. McCoy's action karate man. So I'm going to break each part of our nunchuck set and moves down, and we're going to do them together. And then you're going to have an opportunity to have some time to just practice those moves and do what you think you need to get to a point where you're ready for testing. All right, so quiz time. I want you to say this out loud, even though I can't actually hear you. It's just good practice. Where do you hold a nunchuck when we are using it? Go ahead, say it to the camera. If you said we hold it near the chain or the string, that is correct. If you didn't say that, that is okay. That is why this is not testing week. We are learning, we're growing, and now we know. We always hold by the chain. So in our greeting stance, it's gonna make an upside down V, come straight out in front, and we're holding it by the chain. So when I say greeting stance, that's what I want to see you do. All right? We'll first do it with a level 1 intensity, so we're just doing the move. Greeting stance. And bring it back. Greeting stance. Bring it back. Now let's add level 5 intensity. So remember that means doing it strong, doing it right, having noise with the mean face. All right, level 5 intensity. Greeting stance, go. Aya! Level 5 again. Go. Aya! One more. Go. Aya! Such a greeting stance. The next move we're going to work on is going to our shoulder like this. Now you might notice when I do that, I go away from the chain a little bit. That's okay, because ultimately with this move, it's here for a block, or we're letting go of that bottom hand. All right, so I'm going to break that down slow motion. If we're going to this side, the side we're going to makes a muscle. All right, so we make a muscle like this. The other hand goes across your belly. All right, so you make a muscle, go across your belly. When that hand goes across the belly, though, it's going underneath your muscle. And you're pushing it back onto your shoulder. So again, the shoulder you're going to make a muscle, The other hand comes across your belly, underneath the muscle, and up to your shoulder. So pull it out, back to greeting stance. Now let's do that on the other side. So if we're going to this side, this is our hand that's going to make the muscle now. And now this is the hand that's coming across our belly. So make the muscle, other hand comes across the belly, underneath the muscle, to the shoulder. Bring it back out. Make a muscle, other hand comes across, underneath, to the shoulder. Bring it out. All right, now we're gonna do greeting stance. You're gonna go to this side, make a muscle, bring it to your shoulder. Now with the arm that's across the body, the one I'm wiggling here, this one, let go. So now you're holding it just like this. Now we're gonna do triangle whip. So what a triangle whip does, it goes across your body and down, and then just across your body, and then up. All right, it makes kind of like a sideways triangle. So do that a couple times with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So that was level intensity 1. Let's add that level intensity 5. Ready? Go. Huss, huss, huss. Nice. Now you're gonna take that hand that we let go with, reach across your belly again, and find the chuck, and then pull it out. We're gonna go to the other side now. So we'll go make that muscle, other hand goes across, the one that's across your body, let go. Triangle whip on this side. So you're gonna go across and down, across and up. So do that with me 3 times. Ready? Level intensity 1, go. 1, 2, 3. So now you're gonna do it again 3 times, level intensity 5. Ready? Go. Huss, huss, huss. Reach your hand that grabbed it before, across, pull it out, greeting stance. Now we're gonna do a figure 8, and you can do this on whatever hand feels more comfortable for you. You really should be practicing on both hands, so whatever hand you start with now, you're gonna practice with the other hand next. So however you wanna do that. So you're in greeting stance, let go with one of the chucks. That hand comes back in a chamber. You're going to, this is our end goal, right? A figure 8 that looks like this. But before we get there, we're gonna just hold the chuck, and you're gonna draw an X, all right? Draw an X. X, X. Do this with me if you're not doing it. X, 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 X. Good. Now do that with just moving your wrist, not your arm. Ready? X, 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 X. Do this with me if you're not doing it. Just move your wrist, make an X with your chuck. All right, so now that you have the foundation, you're gonna let go, do that, and just bring the chuck around with you. The energy of the chuck from you moving just your wrist is gonna make it do that figure 8 X. All right, so do that 5 more times. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your hand to catch. All right, go back to greeting stance. Do the same thing on the other side. All right, so just make that big X again. Go. X, 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 X. Do this with me if you're not doing it. X, X, X. All right, same thing, but now just move your wrist. Ready? X, 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 X. All right, so that's the foundation. If you're having a hard time and you're not able to do the figure 8 quite yet, that's okay. This is a really hard move to get. So keep going back to that foundation and practicing, all right? Especially if this is your hand that you have a harder time with, because I know this is my harder hand. Gonna open up, and again, do that X move and twirl the chuck. All right, this took me a very long time to be able to do, but it comes with practicing a little bit every day. Ready? Do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and catch. All right, so practice that as much as you need to. That's the foundation of all of the chucks moves that we have for this month. All right, keep practicing that. Go back to your foundation and keep working it. You got it. All right, I have a special guest, Miss Barbie. Today, we are going to end with our principles of being a black belt. So feet together, hands by your side. I'm a dedicated student of the martial arts.
I'm a dedicated student of the martial arts.
And I live by the principles of being a black belt.
And I live by the principles of being a black belt.
And they are. Integrity. Concentration. Perseverance. Respect and obedience. Self-control. Humility. Indomitable spirit.
spirit.
It's really hard to say with a mask
It's
on.
really hard to say.
Knowledge,
Knowledge,
power,
power,
black belt,
black belt.
and courtesy.